Final score again? 22. The final score here at Baldwin High School, the South Fayette Lions win it. Put it into the hands of Cam Rosinski.
You ready for the game tonight?
Suppose we gotta get graphics done.
My name is Jake Masivchik. I'm the producer here for a football broadcast at JRM. One of the other things I do besides produce is also run our replay system. That is a 4-camera input system, and there's a little bit of work that needs done before we even get on site and start our broadcast. One of those things is creating a new project for this week's game versus the team that we're playing, and labeling our inputs. Another thing we have is these media day clips we shot back over the summer before the team started. And what we do with those is, for the key players, we made about 10 different 5-second sequences, and we play those as highlight packages throughout a broadcast if a certain player is having a good night. Another great feature with our replay system is it has the availability to make multiple playlists. And what we do with those playlists is we create a first half highlights, second half highlights, full game highlights. So that is another function that we sort of do at the shop before we even get on site, and it helps save us dramatically on setup time.
So we have announcers welcome. Oh, I didn't see week versus.
Yeah, that's true.
My name's Ryan. I'm the director for JRM Video Production. We got a big day ahead of us today, and part of that is getting graphics done. And one of my duties is making sure those graphics are ready for the actual broadcast. We have to get team stats, player stats, and even our scoreboard itself set up before we can ever go live. If none of that's ready, then we're not ready for the broadcast. So my job is to get it set up and get it working.
You did a moon one. I think I sent the moon.
Yeah, you do.
Yep.
South Fayette?
Yep.
Okay, and this is pregame intro.
Yep.
You were watching.
Pregame videos.
Yeah, and how long is that? Just so I have it on my notes.
It looks like you have a little over 1:30 here.
30. Final score. Yep, that looks good.
At this point in the day, we just finished up all our graphics. It usually takes about an hour to get everything in place and check everything and make sure it's correct. And now it's time to pack up the trailer and head out. So we started, this is like our 3rd year doing this. First year was a really rough setup inside of every press box with a ton of equipment we had to carry upstairs. And then one of the local TV stations was broadcasting this, and we saw their trailer and we were like, that's what we need to do. And well, our COVID project sort of was getting this trailer and building it all up. So now we get to show up and literally just show up, set up the press box stuff upstairs, just minimal setup, and all of our equipment's in the trailer. That is the great thing about doing it this way.
That's my favorite part too.
Our setup has gotten like crazy good. We are pretty much, everybody has their own position, everyone knows what they're doing, and we are set up within an hour, like ready to go. And I think a lot of it comes down to the shop prep, all the graphics done beforehand, everything's already in OBS ready to go, so all we gotta do is just set up the equipment, turn it on, plug it in. All right, so we are at the venue. Let's see if security lets us in this time. Who's that,
Oh, it's
Lauren?
our favorite, yeah.
That's Lauren.
that Corey Hambone.
Hello, my name is Corey. I'm the drone pilot for JRM Video Production. I've been working with JRM since 2020. I was the main camera operator at the time, and then this year we started bringing in the drone, and I got my license to start doing that. But I have been with Jake and Ryan for a long time, since high school, whenever we started doing this with only one switcher with 4 cameras on it. I'm glad that it has changed a lot since then.
Just because the doors are open. We don't normally have these ones open. I wish it was just a little bit wider.
So part of the daunting task of getting ready for the broadcast is setting up all of our equipment. Some of that includes the cameras themselves, their tripods, the network switch, and so much more. So working up in the press box, there's definitely a lot of stuff that we need to do, as one of my duties is to set up main camera and all the functionalities of it. That includes the network switch and plugging in our main fiber optic cable. This fiber optic cable is ran up through the back of the building, through the window whenever we're at the home stadium, which we are today. We run it up through the back of the window and into the breakout system. Now, this has been an amazing addition to the broadcast, considering how we used to do it, because having one cable go back to the truck is amazing versus at most 25. Like, it's so much easier running one cable back. So that would get ran up to the press box, and then we set up the main camera as well as our PTZ camera, which helps us keep track of the time for the stadium to make sure we're in sync with everything, as well as give us extra shots whenever needed. So once all that's set up, I normally move over to setting up the Daktronics. And by this point in time, I usually have an extra hand with me because I got to run a cable through, at least at the home stadium, I got to run a cable through the wall to keep it clean so that no one trips over it while we're there. So we run it into the Daktronics. And since we're using Daktronics technology, our score bug can talk directly with the score system, and we can get that score right back to the truck. So there's a lot of stuff that we need to do up in the press box, but it doesn't end there. We even do stuff on the top level.
On the second level of this press box in our home stadium, we have the press box breakout, which is new for us this year. We wanted to make something that was easy to transport and easy to set up for our announcers, everything all in one unit. This box has the TV for them to see program feed, keeps the headsets, has fiber breakouts and plugs that connect us downstairs at the lower level to connect to our main fiber trunk cable. And it has audio capabilities that we plug in the headsets and the crowd mic for, and that also sends it out via fiber. These have the two Blackmagic A10 boxes, which take in the camera feeds of both the booth shot and our wireless sideline camera, which we mount the wireless sideline antenna out the window of the stadium, so that way it'll make sure we can connect with our camera operator down on the sideline to ensure a connected video feed throughout the whole broadcast. At this point in the setup, it's time to connect the fiber to the trailer. And the way we do that is simply open up our patch panel and plug in the MTP fiber connection, and that gives us all of our camera, audio, internet, and other data we send back and forth from the press box. And the other part of the patch panel is I'll set up our wireless receiver for our end zone camera, which simply plugs in via HDMI and gives us the feed from that. Next on the setup side is I'll usually head down to the trailer after we set up the press box breakout, and I'll start turning on all the actual equipment inside the trailer, like our TV monitors, switcher, network switch, computer, replay, everything gets turned on, and then as Ryan's still up there setting things up, I'll walkie him and tell him what I have working, what's not working. And one of the other things he does while he's up there is he goes up to the announcer's booth and he tests the headsets and the crowd mic for me to make sure we have a successful audio feed.
All right, tap on the crowd mic for me. All right, I got it. That's great. Thank you for that.
Excuse me, sorry.
Are you on Austin's headset?
You're right, Austin. All those kids around the BW logo sure do look cool.
I'm on JRM Wi-Fi.
Game day. Are you ready? That one, are you ready?
At this point in the day, it's time for the rest of the team to start showing up. And this is when we have our announcers and camera operators all show up for our pregame dinner.
And during this, we get everyone set up on our intercom system so that we're able to talk to them during the broadcast. And once we're all finalized with that, we actually start eating and talk more personally with each other to see how we're doing and how things are going. And then we actually talk about what we're looking forward to in the broadcast and what we're doing for the broadcast itself that day.
After everyone's wrapped up eating dinner and our pregame discussions, half of the crew will head down to the sideline and start prepping for different pregame aspects in the broadcast.
Every night day, ready, 3, 2, 1, JRM!
My name is Evan Laurent. I am a sideline camera operator or just camera operator in general. And I've been on the crew since 2020. That was my first year, so 3 seasons.
Pre-game B-roll, like players warming up, or if there's a specific person they're highlighting, like today, one of the second string quarterback's going to be starting, so we have to get shots of him, you know, huddles and stuff like them breaking pregame, getting hyped up and stuff.
I announce with Austin. I'm the associate, so I help him out, spot, give a little bit of insight, all that kind of good stuff.
My name is Austin Bechtold, and I am the play-by-play broadcaster for JRM Video Production, working football events for both high school and college, and also working high school basketball games. So we are just about ready to interview Coach Sweeney. So before every game, we interview the coach, whether it's Baldwin football, W&J football, talk to the coach, get the point of view as to last week's game, as well as the game coming up, some key players to watch out for, as well as the opposing matchup tonight against South Fayette, what Baldwin has to do to secure a victory. Yeah, that's where we are. Talked about that a little bit. Kennebec and then Jaden quarterback. Yeah. Welcome to South Fayette Lions to town for a 5A section matchup. I'm Austin Bechtold, head coach Tim Sweeney. So, coach, last week a loss, non-conference to Kennebec. What did you see from your team overall, who ended up dealing with a ton of injuries and tough players?
We prefer a shot of the 2 coaches from the opposing team talking. So that's something we like to get, and it makes it look a little bit more cohesive, like goes straight from the talk about the interview to a shot of the coach. So,
the pregame interviews are fun. It's sometimes fun to be with Tyler and Austin trying to find the coach that we're interviewing. Also getting the pregame footage that can be creative, getting different shots to get people hyped for the type of game that they're in for, you know, match to match the season.
Or you could do the JRM.
Yeah, let's go. That's awesome.
you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Are you ready?
I think I am ready.
Are you ready?
Go ball by 20.
Are you ready?
I am ready. All the time.
All right, Corey, let's get that drone up. Thank you, drone.
Drone's going up. Camera 5's ready. I checked with him
Camera
already.
5 ready, drone ready. All right, stand by, everybody. Here we go, Ryan. Ready?
Yep.
Ready? You're gonna hang me. Leave me hanging, dickhead.
Oh, sorry.
All right.
Let's go.
All right, reading of music. Going theme. Stand by, drone. Go, drone. Go, Austin.
We welcome you to week number 7 and game number 8.
Stand by, camera 5.
High school football on the Fighting Islanders Sports Network. As the Fighting Islanders welcome the South
And
Bay
go 5.
Lions to Baldwin
Go
High
pan.
School.
Go league
Reception
versus.
matchup on the GBU Life pregame show. It's Baldwin and South Fayette from Baldwin High School.
Get ready, get ready 2 or 1. Get ready
Hold on,
1.
Ryan. Go replay footage.
Get ready,
Go ahead.
replay footage.
Go ahead.
Go replay footage.
1-1 in
Thank you, Evan. You can reset.
You see the man that will be stepping in at quarterback for Baldwin.
And go, coach interview.
Welcome into game number 8 and week number 7 of the 2022 high school football season as the Baldwin Fighting Highlanders welcome the South Fayette Lions to town. You can tell they're really well-coached team.
He's going to end it right here.
Staff and the kids stay up. Gonna excited for your time.
Yep, stand by, Austin.
So we send it down now to our third member of the team, Ethan Coolahan, down the sideline to give us an update, Ethan, on some of those injured players and who we could see here tonight step into those spots.
Go, Ethan.
Go, Ethan.
Hey, thank you, Austin. And you talked about it in pregame. Baldwin is hit with some big injuries today.
Stand by, are you ready? Go 3.
But
Go
the
3.
2 teams are now lined
Evan, give
up
me a
at
nice
midfield.
pan.
Ready
Either
for
left
Stand by,
or
are you
right.
ready?
We'll get the ball first. They're ready to receive it. Are you ready for tonight's action on the Fighting Hounders Sports Network?
And you're out. And let's go FHSN intro. Get that drone in here.
All right, everybody, get ready for the game.
It's gonna go right in the drone. No blackface, Ryan. Stand by, theme. Go theme. Go drone. Go Austin.
It's game number 8, week number 7.
Stand
high
by,
school
Maine.
football at Baldwin High School. As the Fighting Highlanders
Go, Maine.
will get the ball first. Andrew Sharp and Keith Minson
Go
back deep
little
for
thing,
Baldwin.
mini thing.
Takes a couple
And
of
we're
hops,
up,
and Keith
everybody.
Minson fills it at the 5. Past the 20. There's a lane for Minson past the 30. Still going. There's a flag thrown.
Flag.
45 past midfield and spun down.
Stand by, replay on
Gotta check the
3.
flag,
Stand
though,
by,
as
replay,
it's
go
placed.
5.
It takes a bounce in his own hands, the South Fayette returner, but it is picked up. Running with it now, trying to change fields, is Deans.
Professionally reviewed.
And go ahead.
Go mini score with 5. Good
Stand by,
stuff.
Austin. And go Austin. I like 3. Go ahead, 3.
Go 3. Take 3.
There's a lion. Go lion. So during the broadcast, I am in many different roles. One, I'm the producer, audio engineer, and replay technician. My job is to make sure the broadcast flows smoothly, and that is cueing Ryan which graphics go when, which segment comes next in the show, and helping him call camera shots sometimes. We use 5 inputs on our audio system: announcer, sideline reporter, crowd microphone, and our input for our music throughout the show. Now, the biggest role I play during the broadcast is our replay operator. What that means is I'm watching every play as it happens and determining what the best angle is to show during a replay and if it's worth showing a replay of. Now, how I do that is as a play is happening, I will mark an in point when the quarterback snaps the ball and an out point when we think it's safe to do so after the referee has blown the whistle. Now from there, I will determine which camera angle is the best, whether it's our sideline camera or our end zone camera. Our end zone camera gives us a whole different range of view from the sideline as it's centered up pretty much behind the quarterback and gives us a sense in the quarterback's eyes and can see different wide receiver routes and different running back holes and lanes that they can run through. These 3 positions can be very nerve-wracking and stressful for a 3-hour broadcast, but over the years I've just found it to be very calming, actually, just to be able to be in the zone and focused on all 3 different things for a 3-hour broadcast and make sure the viewers at home see every angle they possibly can. Go ahead, replay.
And go replay.
Right there. Amazing. There was 2 South Fayette defenders there on that far side of the line of scrimmage.
We'll come back in on 3. Friday Night Football is definitely one of the most exciting projects that we do here at JRM, and being able to control the broadcasts for people to see, it definitely is an amazing feeling because you have to do it right every single time. They see what you do, and if you do it wrong, you have to cover it up. I'm also watching every single camera angle to make sure we have something to go to, and sometimes we don't have something to go to. So you'll hear a lot of me being like, all right, camera 3, I need you right now. I need you right now so that we can go to your shot. When looking at how I work, seeing my eyes dart around like that, it's because I'm checking to make sure we have a camera angle ready for those commercial breaks, for our halftime and things like that. But in reality, I'm kind of tuning everything out in the trailer so that I can focus on the cameras, because if I'm not focusing on those cameras, then we're gonna miss something important. A lot of the graphics we do for the broadcast happen real time, and some of them are also real time as well, but not to the point of like when we do our final score. Our final score gets updated right from LiveScore with the parser program built into our streaming software. Other graphics include our stats and our lineups. Those happen via a software called Canva, and our announcers set those up for us so that way we can pull them in right on the broadcast. Now those are technically done live, at least for the lineups. They are done before the broadcast starts, and the stats are done at halftime. Some of the things that I look forward to with our next football season is trying to get more live graphics done. When you're doing a live broadcast, having updated and real-time graphics is the coolest thing because it shows that not just your cameras are the only real-time things, but graphics are too. So there's a lot of cool improvements that I'm looking forward to in the next football season with graphics.
I've been flying drones probably for around like 5 to 6 years. It was like little hobby ones you get from Walmart for like 60 bucks. And then we started going towards like Phantom 3s, DJI Phantom 3s, and we started flying that around just for fun. And then we started using the Mavics for JRM, and they are actually a lot more fun than the Phantoms in my opinion. So the very first thing we do is we survey the area, see where we can take off from. Then we go to get authorization if it is in a classified airspace or if there's restrictions or anything. After that, we go to DJI, get a GeoZone for it, and then after all those things are approved, we do a test flight to make sure that during the broadcast we can actually fly there. Shots that I like to get, orbits are a big one. Dolly shot from way far back and then slowly panning to the field while going forward. Usually sky shots going down to the field are usually another good one. Or I also like to do like panning from the sky or the city or something around us and then panning down to the football field.
Above Baldwin High School as we pan from Corey Burger to the field under the Friday night lights in the South Hills of Western Pennsylvania.
We welcome you inside the broadcast booth. Austin Bechtold, Tyler Zeman, here on the Fighting Highlanders Sports Network as we welcome you to our setup here for JRM Video Production. 14-0, having a 53-yard touchdown run by Nate Deans, his second of the day. Andrew Sharp now to the left of Dutine. Minson also right side of the line. They send Kelly in motion, and Sharp gets the handoff.
Things have definitely changed considerably given from where we were at in 2020, where the broadcast started as just something for people who could not attend games because of the pandemic. We've now been able to further our broadcasts into something that a lot of players go back to and look at. But for us personally, inside the production truck for Jake and Ryan, but for myself and Tyler Zeman in the broadcast booth, we now have a production box, which gives us a larger monitor. We both have mute buttons so that we can mute ourselves whenever we are off the air. We have talkback buttons where we can talk to our producer and director as well. And just the setup in the press box has become something where there are more gadgets and gears that are associated with it. But it helps to where we've gotten to the point where it's a fine-tuned broadcast where we can hear each other and not have to hear anything unnecessary in our headsets. Our headsets are very clear and we can communicate with the producer in any way that is possible. So I really like how we've been able to build up just more and more the broadcast with the addition of added elements, including the drone shots. We've added more graphics, extensive starting lineup graphics. And also just the addition of 4 cameras to be able to expound upon different angles and different types of replays that we can look at so that the audience can get a comprehensive view that we get to see up in the booth that they might not be able to see sitting at home. I thought that Tyler Zeman was one of my best options for me to be able to choose as my broadcast partner, and our relationship has been fantastic. We communicate throughout the week on starters and also factoids of information that we might find in our research. We work extremely well together, honestly better than I kind of expected us to work together. And working with him has just been a fantastic experience that I wouldn't want to work with anybody else with.
First experience that I can remember with the JRM was a scrimmage in Bethel, I believe, and it was just a test. We were using the walkie-talkies still. I don't even know if we had that then, but I was supposed to just get footage or just test footage on the sideline. And I remember there was a pretty cool shot where I followed the ball, and yeah, but now it's a completely different ball game, no pun intended. But yeah, the connection's good. The live replay highlights are really, I mean, it's on the field, it's live, so I get it, and then it's right there on the broadcast. It's really helpful knowing what's going on, you know, with the broadcast, because that also helps with queuing up shots, getting footage that would fit like the narrative that was mentioned in the broadcast. There were a few plays I've missed, a few replays, just because of a play happens at one side of the field and there's a big run or an interception and it completely flips the field, so you have to run down and sprint and get the shot. But most of the times it's pretty good. You get a sense of a path going from one place to the other.
Well, you know, we have a great crew here at Baldwin High School, especially that hard-working young man running the Baldwin sidelines. He doesn't even need to go to the gym. He's getting his sprints in now.
Called the team effort for a reason, because every little piece helps. One thing has to go right for the rest of it to go right, and that's more so apparent here with a live broadcast. You know, you have from the top to the bottom, everyone has a little part to play, and it all has to sync like a machine. You know, all the clogs have to, all the kinks, every little piece has to move perfectly for it to, you know, everything to function. One person to the next, it all works together perfectly.
We just shut down?
Yes, please.
We conclude the regular season final score again for 2022. The final score here from Baldwin High School, the South Bay Atlanta.
See you next week at Mount Lebanon on Fighting Calendar Sports Network.
Trailer pack up in a nutshell.
We are back at the shop after a long day's work of football, and get to park the trailer and do it all again tomorrow morning.
Here we go.
I think it was a fantastic night. Broadcast looked great, and again, I can't wait to do it tomorrow as well. That's it.
Thanks for watching.